in an instant, bang, there's three beings there. And they have on the gowns like you see a monk wear, with the long sleeves that hang down and the hood that comes up. They're each looking downward, and as they lift their heads up, they looked identical, but they only had vague features. Best described, if you've ever seen the special effects they do in Hollywood, where they take the sheet of vinyl and they stretch it against their faces, and you only see the outlines of their eyes and their nose and their mouth. And each one was identical. And no hands sticking out of the robes and no feet. And I thought, well, this is cool. Okay, I wonder who these people are. And I'm just floating along and taking it all in, when one of them went to speak. It was all three of them spoke in unison, and they were in harmony, and it had a slight echo effect to it. As I started to say something to them, they spoke first, and they said, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm dead. I was telling them, I'm dead, I'm finally dead. You know, oh, thank goodness, I don't have any pain. In fact, I feel good, this is all right. This is gonna be fun. And in unison, they said, you're not dead, Don. Just that. And I looked around and see where that came from, and I realized it's them. I said, did you say that? And he said, again, in unison, you're not dead, Don. Just as serious as can be. And I said, look, I don't know who you are, but I'm in this tunnel talking to you, and my body's down there. I said, now, that's dead. And they laughed in unison, and you're not dead, Don. Okay. I said, I don't know who you are, but you don't know shit. You know, you don't know anything. What are you doing here? You don't mean I'm not dead. I am dead. My body's down there. I'm up here. And they laughed, and I said, you're not dead, Don, and you're not gonna die. And I said, oh, okay. Look, I don't know who you guys are, but y'all don't know shit. You don't know anything. I'm dead, man. I'm in this tunnel with you. I said, now, call your boss. I said, get your boss up here, because you don't know anything. And again, they laughed, and the more they would laugh, the angrier I would get. And the angrier I would get, the more they would laugh. So finally, it seemed like, this went on for 5 or 10 minutes. And I said, I don't know who you are, and I don't know why you keep telling me that I have to go back, but I'm not going. Don't tell me I'm not dead. I am dead, and you don't know what you're talking about. And so I said, look, get your boss. I don't know who you are, but get your boss. Get someone here who knows what's going on. And they said, Don, you have to go back. I said, no, not going back. That's not going to happen. I said, and then I got angry. And I said, that body hurts. And I'm not going back in that body, and you can't make me. I said, no, I was created with free will, and I'm exercising it right now. I said, I'm not going back in that body, and there's no way you can make me. And they were persistent. You have to go back. I said, no, I don't. I don't have to do anything. I said, you want me to go back in that body? You bring Christ here, and you have Christ tell me to go back in that body. Because that's the only way I'm going back in that body. And bang, in an instant, there was Christ. And he had on a gold robe, similar to theirs, with a gold sash, and the hood back.
Very clearly delineated was a Syrian mountain man. And he looked an awful lot like Jesus. He looked to be about 15.
Just saying. I'm just saying, guys, he looked an awful lot like Jesus up there. Just so you know.
Clearly delineated was a Syrian mountain man. And he looked an awful lot like Jesus.
An awful lot like him.
He looked to be about 15 feet tall, long hair, beard.
Again, 15 feet tall. Why does Jesus have to be towering over people or spirits? That's an intimidation tactic. You know, you can argue with me till the cows come home, but that's intimidating, right? Someone has that experience. They're being towered over by a 15-foot Jesus. That's intimidating.
He looked an awful lot like Jesus.
And God said to me, I know everything about you, and there is nothing hidden. The voice was saying to me, I know you. I have always known you. You are my creature. I made you. I make you. I love you as you are.